Welcome to Pew's Reviews, Firearms and More. Well, this is some of the more. We wanted to do a series on this of the Quarry life. We enjoy our firearms and we'll get back to it, but since I have been in the quarry business and aggregates, as it's called, that'd be a real good title, wouldn't it? The aggregate industry. But it's Quarry life, and I went to work in a quarry in 1998. It's interesting, and I'm sure y'all all find it very interesting. The truth is, the reason I find it so interesting is when I was a little boy, I played in the sandbox with Tonka toys, right? Well, now as a grown man, it's a lot bigger sandbox and a lot bigger Tonkas, but they sure are fun. But what was really interesting when they started building a plant, a big plant, they started bringing in a lot of stuff. So we want to do a video that introduces you to aggregates, to the industry, quarry life, and explain to you how all that works, and then we'll start showing you them putting that plant together. Aggregates are raw materials that are produced from natural sources and extracted from pits and quarries, including gravel, crushed stone, and sand. And they're used in cement, asphalt, so many different things in construction. It all begins with stripping. Sorry for the poor quality, but you have to strip or remove the overburden of earth, trees, to get down to rock. So as we observe the stripping crew in their natural habitat, my attempt at humor, they've got a pretty good job security. There's a lot of overburden to be moved to get us down to good solid granite. I let the stripping run so long because I just like watching them. It's like watching Bob Ross on a different level. Once you get a spot stripped completely of overburden, then it's time to start drilling. They lay out a specific pattern. The intention is to try to get a good shot every time. If you drill it correctly, you drill the right pattern, the right depth, then you'll end up with a good shot that'll crush good. He gets that shot drilled, then it's time to load, time to shoot. Fire in the hole. But that's the excavator loading the shot rock. You can see the cores and the pattern laid on the ground behind it here, where they're drilling another shot, getting ready to shoot again as they load this shot out. Once this shot's cleaned up, it'll be time to shoot what he's got drilled, and the process continues on. And we'll see this haul truck taking that load of material up out of the pit, out of the hole road to the plant. Watch that hammer work. You get rock when they blast and they're just too big. Get that hammer down there. I was hoping to get to see him pop a couple. It's if you never saw one operate before, it's interesting to watch. Hammer attachment. The hammer is something that is much used and much needed in a pit. Popping them down. Get your rock busted down. If you've got something that's bigger than will go in the jaw, you don't want to slow down production. When you get to the jaw, you want to go ahead and get that busted before you load it. Once you put it on the truck, you want to be able to go through the jaw and through the plant so it doesn't slow down or stop production. There's a hammer on the jaw for just in case, but it's best just to keep everything flowing. You got that much weight on there, it takes a little bit. Then pull down and grab a little lower gear and then get it going. So as we follow the haul truck up to the plant, he's going to back up to the jaw, dump in the jaw, and the process begins. As the haul truck's dumping that load of rock into the hopper to go into the jaw, some of it just goes ahead and falls in the jaw, and you'll hear that jaw go to crunch, just chomping her down. But as the operator turns on the feeder, it's feeding it into the jaw. You'll see the grizzly bars there where the smaller stuff, the fines and stuff fall through, so all the jaw has to contend with is the bigger stuff that'll crunch it down, make it a lot smaller. Then as it falls through, chews that stuff up, then it heads on up to the scalping screen. So on the scalping screen, we'll see where it starts taking into different sizes. You have 3 different decks on the scalping screen. It takes 3 different sizes, and it's conveyed off. On top, what don't fall through in the conveyor, it falls into that cone crusher. That cone crusher is called that because that's how it's shaped. But as it turns, it comes off that, conveys onto another screen, sizes it out. And so as everything is screened, been through the crushers, the finished product comes off the conveyor belts. It's my job to get the material out from under the conveyors, put them on a stockpile. Another part of my job is customer trucks. Keep the customer trucks loaded. So here's just a quick view loading a couple trucks. I speeded up this footage, and instead of taking the volume down, I just thought it sounded funny like a cartoon or something. So I left it in. Doug's there, getting loaded in that red Peterbilt, and you'll see he's got his ticket going out. And then the water truck, that's another thing. It's like the hammer and the pitch, you know. You probably don't think about it as much, but boy, it's really important. We appreciate that water truck and keeping that dust down. As Daryl comes in with one of our S.R.M. tractor trailer dumps, getting 57s to take to the concrete plant, we'll get him loaded and be at the scale house. The scale house looks a little rough, guys, but since S.R.M's bought us out, they've been buying us new equipment and getting a new plant put up, and won't be long we'll have a new scale house now. It might look a little rough in the video, but they'll be updating it too, like they have everything else. So Darryl gets his ticket and heads on to the concrete plant. As Daryl's got the 57s of material to the concrete plant, there's sand, 57s, and 89s, many different aggregates that go into concrete besides the cement mix. But as he gets it here, and then you'll see Brian on the loader putting some in the bin. But then we appreciate Brian. He's going to give us a quick explanation of how the concrete works, how it all works to mix it together.
All right, this is an introduction to the world's best concrete. This is the materials. Materials get loaded in that bin. Rides up that belt. And it goes into those overhead bins. Those overhead bins, when it gets time to load, they go down into that bin, which weighs all the material. Cement silo there weighs up into that little silo for each load. That's the flash bin. It does the same. This is the admixture building, top secret. It's what gives us the world's best concrete. It's like the secret recipe. Kentucky Fried Chicken. But anyway, everything gets weighed up. Goes into this bin, the cement's weighed up. Goes into that little bin. Once everything's weighed up, you hit the start button, it all goes up that belt into that truck. Mixes, and you have cement.
So we went from the rock quarry to the concrete plant, and then we go through the concrete plant briefly. We appreciate that, Brian. Thank you for taking that time to doing that. The materials that come from a rock quarry are used in so many different products, from the concrete plant here to asphalt to so many things. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. God bless y'all. I appreciate everybody that's assisted and helped me, getting a little footage here and there, Darrell and Brian and Chase. And there'll be so much more to come from them putting that plant up. Going to do a series of videos on the plant being constructed and come together till we get to the time of getting to see rock come off of it. And new scale house are going to be building, setting up new scales, and we have every intention of making videos of all that. I think it'll be real interesting. So God bless you guys. We appreciate you watching, and there's plenty more to come.